Best Tall Building America's winner was the Absolute World Towers in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. We're here with the architect behind the building, Ma Yansong with MAD Architects from Beijing, and Joe Cordiano with Citizen Development in Toronto, and welcome to Chicago. This is, the story behind this building is really incredible because when you had one tower, it was so popular that those units sold out and you had to build another tower. What was that phenomenon like?
Well, it was a wonderful feeling, of course, but it was the enthusiasm of the community that was embracing these buildings. The enthusiasm was shared throughout the entire city. Even if you were not purchasing one of these units, people would stop us on the streets, or they would stop and make comment about the buildings, how wonderful the first building, they saw the model of it before they purchased. There was a lot of excitement throughout the entire city, and in fact throughout the entire region. We gained that kind of attention because people got excited about the design and the potential for what it meant for the city of Mississauga.
And it's certainly distinctive, and people call it the Marilyn Monroe building.
Right.
So it certainly is something to get excited about. When you added the second tower to the scheme, was the first tower design already decided on, or did it change as a result of adding a second one?
We actually designed only one at the beginning. That was the competition about. Right. And then we had to design the second one, which make it the whole thing more interesting because the two towers look like a sister. They are not same because we don't want to repeat another organic nature form, because nature never repeats. Mm-hmm. So we want the two towers to form very dynamic urban space. At the same time, they look similar. Yeah.
Tell me about Mississauga, because we hear about the greater Toronto area. Just tell me about the general city area.
Well, it's a very ethnically diverse community. There's approaching 1 million people almost. We're not there yet, but it's a fast growing city. It has a great number of key industries. The talent pool is large. A lot of young people, a lot of, as I say, people from around the world that have come to live there, and it's it's expressing itself more and more as a new urban place. So the dynamism is starting to take effect, and this is why we're getting a requirement for going vertical, because I think the city is maturing and it's expressing itself with iconic buildings like the Marilyn, the Absolute World, and others will follow.
I think it's interesting we have so many North American Western designers who are doing work in China, and you went out and hired an architect from Beijing to do these buildings. Both of you tell me about that. What prompted you to go to China for your designer?
Well, we had a competition. I mean, it was an international competition, and there was a panel that was put together that it consisted of city representatives along with us. And others on the panel, some experts, and they made the final decision. So we took a bit of a risk as a developer because we wanted this design. In our opinion, it was the best design. But the committee chose the finalist and the winner. It happened to coincide with our desire to have this final design selected, but we didn't know that. We didn't know the outcome, so it was a bit of a risk. At the end, it proved that great design wins the day.
I think in China we have many issues, urbanization. When you're building towers, a lot of new area they're trying to follow the big city typology from North America. So I think that this chance was very important for Mississauga. They could also copy something from Toronto or Chicago, but I think these towers bring a new identity to this city. I think that's very important for us to have this tower built in Mississauga as example to many other secondary cities.
Are there favorite spaces in this design, people or places within these towers that people are particularly interested in?
Well, I think the continuous balcony is one of those features. Obviously the twist defines the space. You're living, perhaps you're living in part of. I think each of these floors is unique in the sense that they keep rotating. So everyone has that sense that they live in some place unique, and it doesn't repeat right entirely. So I think that when I speak to the residents, they're just proud to be living in a building like this that is iconic, that is a landmark, and I think that that's the sense that you get from people, and even those that are not living there identify with the buildings. Everyone in Mississauga now identifies with those buildings. They're very proud to say that those buildings are in Mississauga.
I think balcony can have a lot of story when people move in, right? The people can see each other, can meet each other, talk to each other. But at the same time, the way we organize the balcony make the building look very different from different angle, because you have two towers and they all curved in different ways. So from every corner of the city, you look at the building, it's just very dramatic. So this mysterious thing maybe, or beauty of the tower architecture, give people some feelings. So I think that's the reason they feel they proud to live in this, and so they can have a dialogue with other citizens.
We've seen the outside. Tell me about the interior and what's going on, the resident experience there.
Well, again, it's the uniqueness of the building itself and the layouts. You're getting residents. The feel is one where I live in a place that's got a sense of style and a sense of design. And so that makes people feel different about where they live. And I think it brings some other element, some other connectedness to the building. It's an emotional sense that you feel you're getting this additional feeling. It's not just square boxes that we're talking about here. So you've got this elliptical shape, and that kind of informs how you live in that building.
There's a curved facade for the building. So all the facade is the full height window. So they have a great view. Every unit, no matter it's big units or small unit, they all have a great view. And they have enough sunlight.
Right.
So, and they don't feel, they are facing north or west or south, right? They always, because the building is rotating and curved, so they all feel equal,
right.
People.
Engineering, construction-wise, constructability, any considerations, special considerations for putting this up?
Well, as I said in some remarks earlier, there was a consideration for the thermal break that, there was some special engineering required for that. So there were some firsts that we broke some ground. I don't know if you want to shed some more light on that, but we certainly had to have different engineering go into the building. And obviously in the forming. So there were some innovations in forming.
The layout is quite complicated because we want to, it's a residential building. It's not something, super expensive. So we have a concrete structure, go straight. So we need to have to solve the street structure and the curvy shape. So the units, we have a lot of type of units. So the design process was so very complicated.
Yes.
Well, I want to congratulate you. You are the winner of the Best Tall Building in the Americas, the Absolute World Towers in Mississauga, Canada. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you.